Hello, don't have much time, nor do I have much memory. So, this is Taj McCameron from LFPB Ministries, and today is another Rhema review. Uh, I was just sitting here as I was waiting for my other video to process, and a lot of times I be sitting here and I don't be paying attention to TV, especially when my dad is watching it. But today he was watching one of his favorite Western TV shows that he always watches, and I got inspired to do this word because God will make your enemies your footstools. In this particular episode of whatever it was my dad was watching, the main character and his father were out in like the wooded area, and his father fell. I don't know what caused him to fall because I wasn't paying attention to that much. But when he fell, um, he injured himself, and they thought that his back was broke. So because they thought his back was broke, the son had to go get him help. A lot of us are in scenarios where the Lord has put us in a season where we're in such a level of rest. And it's so interesting. I was listening to a word this morning that the young woman was talking about, and I even mentioned rest in one of my other words, which brought me back to it, even with this, that the man injured his back. Sometimes what God will do when we aren't listening, he will make us be laid out. The man was laid out. They didn't even know whether his back was fully broke or anything, but they knew he needed help. So throughout it, the man looked like he was going in and out of consciousness. And at first, when I first saw him, I thought he was dead. I thought he was dying. And this is the other thing that I've been hearing for the past couple of days. You need to die to your old self. I mentioned it in a previous word where I was talking about how a part of ourselves needs to die. Graduation, I believe it was. And I was talking about kingdom spouses. We are preparing to enter into a new season, and that part of ourself that is attached to everything that happened to us in the previous part, you know how they say the latter will be greater than the former? Everything from our former has to pass away. And a part of you does have to die. I heard Megan even talking about this. That part of you from your past, the part that you won't let go of, those parts, they have to pass away. And sometimes the Lord has to make you rest in that place while he kills that part. So this man was injured. So the son went off to go get help. God, we've been hearing it all the time. God's going to get deliverance for you. Your deliverance is coming. Your help is coming. Your help is coming. But while God has us in this isolated state where we are unable to move, unable to do anything, and we're kind of at rest, which he forced us into, we have to allow him to take those parts out of us that need to be destroyed before we enter into that new thing. The crumbs, the residue, the what little is left of the parts of you that were needed to be healed, they must be destroyed. And while he's doing that, so he goes, the first person he interacts with, he meets a young man and his father, and they both come at him shooting. Some people have had the wrong observation of you. They knew a lot of things were going on in the area. They knew all of this types of stuff. And when they saw you, they immediately misjudged and started shooting darts at you, thinking that you were one way or you are the other. And in this season, I've been hearing this a lot as well, that the people that had previously believed certain things about you, misjudged you, or thought certain things about you, are about to see that what they thought was wrong and they misjudged you. So he takes off and he finds somebody else. It's a man and his daughter. And the daughter is actually like, no, I don't want to see you get hurt, daddy. Da, 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 da. There are people that are going to try to convince people that are trying to help you not to help you because they feel like you have the wrong motive. Some people are under some type of spell. Some people have been under some types of spells because there has been a cloak over you spiritually, one by God and some by the enemy, because they don't want you to be found as good and as wholehearted as you are, so they are viewing you incorrectly. And it's through the person's discernment which will determine, okay, should I help you? And they ended up, the father of the daughter, and this is a lot of father son type of situations, the father said, no, we're going to go help them. So they went to meet the other two. Sometimes you will run into people that have an authority over others, that where you have approached those people, they not going to help you. But when others approach those people, they will help you because they trust the authority of that person. That's why when you go into these certain places and seasons and things like that, they will help you only because of the repertoire they have with your kingdom spouse, with the person that God has sent to deliver you. They will be the door. They will be the key. They will be the gatekeeper that opens the door to get you the help and the things that you need and the resources in order to help you. I'm hearing Judges 15:19 that resources will spring up from unknown places, that this will be the case. So they left to go and get help for his father. When they left and met those people, they were going to get the tools necessary to go pull the father up, but three bandits came, which is your enemies, to sabotage this situation. And because the three bandits came, that particular father got shot himself. And when he told them, before anybody could say anything, because the others, the daughter and the father and son, did not like him anyway, they immediately turned their hearts against him and felt like, oh, well, you're the cause that this happened. People have turned their hearts on you. You've been accused. You've been abused. You've gone through all kinds of stuff and confusion, and because of these things having occurred, and you're sitting there like, I didn't do anything. I wasn't trying to do any harm. I was just trying to get help. And the people that were supposed to help you, this has happened to me in churches. This has happened to me actually several times in churches, that people will become offended, or people will misjudge, or people will say that this is what I should do, or this is, or that is what I should do, because they wanted to project their belief upon you, and so on and so forth. So, but they had no real understanding of who you actually were. But you had to go to God, because in certain seasons, God will have these people turn their backs on you. Why? Because he's going to turn around and make the very enemies bless you. Those three bandits ended up coming back and helping set up the pulley system that was necessary to pull the father up from where he was. Sometimes the Lord has literally used your enemies in order to tear down things, in order to bring you into a state of brokenness, in order to be healed. He's used your enemies to siphon the things that you thought were your resources, in order to, that you thought needed to be the thing in order to help you, but it was not the thing. And what ended up happening was they set up the pulley system, only that they stole the money and left. When they left, the father and son came back and actually used the pulley system after he ended up getting hurt, and tried to help them. Because sometimes your enemies will be the ones, or the people that were thought to be your enemies or thought of you as an enemy will turn around and have a change of heart, because God will change their heart right in the nick of time to help you in the time that you need help the most. Sometimes you've been wondering why God hasn't allowed anybody to help you in this season of dryness. One, he wanted you to rest. Two, he was trying to show you and show them that they had misjudged you. And because of that, they came in the nick of time. Your help and your deliverance in this season is coming at the nick of time, right when you need it. Even sometimes God will do it in such a way you be looking at him like, God, why did you wait that close in order to make me get my blessing? And it's like, because I needed to prove that it was me that did it. So with that being said, he ended up